Let's get you more detail on our leading story now, where humanitarian organization Gift of the Givers is set to assist families in Langa, Cape Town, following a blaze that gutted the Joe Slovo informal settlement. The fire engulfed the area yesterday, affecting scores of families, and no fatalities have so far been reported. The cause is not known. Newzroom Afrika's Nasiphi is in Joe Slovo for us this morning. Nasiphi, more so to tell us about the immediate needs of those who have been impacted.
Well, Gigi, as you mentioned, the fire that gutted or razed through the informal settlement of Joe Slovo last night. As you can hear behind us, people already starting to rebuild their homes just hours following that devastating fire. As you mentioned, no reported injuries. We are still waiting from officials to give us a tally as far as how many informal settlements have been impacted or affected by the fire, and the number of people that actually have now been left displaced. I am joined by a victim here who says that she was impacted by the blaze last night. Sisi, besithetha mansange not too long ago usithi ba nawe umlilo lo uchaphazela.
Ever since it's a and this is not the first time. This is the second time this has happened. But each and every time all we see is promises. Even last night, the councillor was here, law enforcement was here, police was here, but nothing seems to happen.
Somubuzo umbuzo obalulekileyo apha, and akuqali nyhani utsha ngo-2022 sasilapha ngo-April. Zintoni izidingo enizidingayo, because we understand that i-Gift of the Givers ibilapha nayo izolo bathi uba bazoprovide ukutya baninike nengubo, but zintoni izinto enizidingayo ezimqoka kulo?
All we need is shelter. Just a shelter should shield our heads. We've got families, we've got kids. We are living in this. This is not the place to live with kids. We've been voting since 1994, but nothing seems to happen. We've been voting. Gift of the Givers, yes, they were here. But what is it that is going to happen? They're going to give us food hampers. What is it for? Yes, they're going to give us towels. They're going to give us soaps. But what is it? Is it going to shield our heads? Nothing. All we want is shelter. All we want it's a living property. Nothing. We've been asking for this. It's not the first time. From 1991, it's been like this. Each and every year, it's happening. June, March, December, April, it's been like this. Nothing's going to happen. All we get is empty promises.
If you had the opportunity, because in 2022, there was the Deputy Minister of Human Settlement, Pemtret, that came here to engage with the residents of Joe Slovo. What would you say to officials? Who would you like to speak to?
I think when it comes to political, all they do is to get what they want at that particular moment. Because if you look at what she promised, she hasn't delivered yet. We're still staying here. We're still having the same issues as she promised in 2022. This is 2024. It's been 2 years now. Same promises are delivered to us. Nothing has changed. The question is, what are we voting for?
Sisi, we understand that there's been no reported injuries. Officials are still going to give us the number of people that have been affected. But you were just saying to us before we went live now that you managed to save somebody inside their house as residents of Joe Slovo.
There was somebody who was sleeping inside the house. But because everyone, when there is fire, you are focusing on your particular self. And then we noticed that there is somebody in the house, and then we managed to save that particular person. There is no injuries that happened. But like nothing that we have actually saved. There is nothing. Even today, we do not have any space. There is no place to sleep. We've got kids. Nothing, no food, nothing. Even if there was food, Where are you going to cook? Nothing.
And I'm assuming that you are only able to save the clothes that are on your back currently.
Yes, I am. Unfortunately, because I was coming from work. Nothing else I could do.
Do you have any hope that you're going to be receiving any assistance in terms of building material, shelter that you speak of, which is what is at the core of your needs currently?
As I've mentioned to you, that this is not the first time that this has happened. In 2022, we only received, there was 4 zincs. That was after a month after the fire has happened. We are also hoping in receiving those things. But all is important is that we're going to get food from the gift of the giver. Thank you.
How are you feeling right now?
The feeling that I'm feeling right now, I cannot describe, because right now I'm going through a lot. Imagine coming from work. You do not have any place to stay. You did not save anything.
Dudu, we'll have to leave it there. That is Usange, one of the residents from Joe Slovo informal settlement in Langa, who, as we heard, lost everything. And as you mentioned, Dudu, that in 2022, about 400 structures were raised down in this particular informal settlement. Close to 1,000 people, if not more, were left destitute. The city of Cape Town in 2022 announced an incident, or rather they indicated that they will be writing to national government or provincial government to announce a major incident for the fire victims of Joe Slovo. That was obviously to enable that emergency funds are released. She speaks of the fire starter kits that residents of, or rather disaster victims of the city of Cape Town used to receive previously. That is the zincs that she spoke of, the iron sheets that she speaks of, including the poles, in order for them to rebuild. However, she highlights that in 2022 it had to take an entire month for these particular residents to receive those emergency starter kits. And at this present moment, she says, what is important to them is receiving shelter, and has no hope that government will be able to assist them in the situation that they find themselves in yet again about 2 years later.